Hello and welcome to Small Screen Stories. This is the weekly show where I go over all the news in the world of entertainment and pop culture. So I talk about movies, mostly TV shows, occasional video games, mostly superhero stuff. That's just the stuff that I personally love. My name is Edward Lauder. I'm the editor of Small Screen, and this show comes to you every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And if you'd like to follow us, please do. You can follow us everywhere on social media at Small Screen Co. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you'd also like and subscribe, that would also be wonderful. It would really help me out. We do release this as a podcast later on, where you can find that everywhere you get your podcasts at Small Screen Stories. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, a 5-star rating would be really, really appreciated. It really does help. And let's get straight into the news. I'm sorry about the beginning of the show. There was obviously Gremlins working and I wasn't able to live stream for some reason on YouTube, which is really weird. Right, let's get straight into it. And the big news, the massive news, is that Gina Carano has been fired from The Mandalorian after posting controversial posts on social media. So the whole fire Gina Carano thing has been going on for so long now. So I was never a fan of that. I do not want to see people get fired for their, political beliefs. I don't think that's a thing that should be a thing. But it got to the point where the thing that she posted, I believe it was on TikTok, was just not on. Really not on. I mean, a lot of people are saying it was misconstrued, but again, it's something that really shouldn't be posted, and they're using words that you shouldn't, going to places you shouldn't go on social media, especially when you're a public personality. So you're a well-known person, you're in a Star Wars show, you're doing very well, and it seems as though Lucasfilm has decided to just get rid of her, basically, which is sad, but also not really I'm not very surprised about it personally. I think a lot of people saw it coming. I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. But this is what Lucasfilm had to say. They said, Gina Carano is currently not employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts... I can't read today. Degradating people, I believe that's how you say that word, but I'm probably wrong on that, on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. So I'm sorry I butchered that quote. It is rather late for me over here in the EU, but they're kind of right to a certain extent on that. It's something that wasn't really on, and I'm not going to read what she said because I don't think there's any space for that really. What I will say is that again, I'm not surprised by this. I think it's something that was coming because she just wasn't. She was a victim of online bullying. I will say that, but she just wasn't letting it go. And there are some people that have dealt with it in other ways. For instance, leaving social media. So quite a lot of people it's not something that should happen. You shouldn't be forced to leave social media and to, cancel your social media account and just step away from it. But that often, if that sort of abuse is coming your way, then that's the only thing you can do. Letitia Wright did it. Carrie Marie Tran did it. It's not, but they're very different because a lot of the things that was, especially in Marie Tran's case, it was really different. That was completely unwarranted. Whereas with Letitia Wright and Gina Carano, they were kind of stoking the fires, really. And, the social media should be a place for public discourse. It's meant to be. It should be a place where people can express their opinions. But often there is a line. And I believe she did cross that line. But you might disagree with me, and that's completely fine. And I completely understand there are people that are really upset that she's been fired and that are desperate to have her back. The hashtag We Love Gina Carano was trending. Well, they tried to get it trending, it didn't quite make it, but it was gaining traction. But it seems as though Disney just doesn't want to be associated with her, and they don't want her in the future shows, which is a shame because it was rumored that she was going to be a big part of Mandalorian season 3 and also the Rangers of the New Republic show. Apparently she was going to be a big part of that. Well, she's not going to be anymore, so what are they going to do with that? Is that going to go back to the drawing board? it seems like it might, and it seems like they might. They might try and change things around a bit, but there is a petition, there always is a petition now on change.org to bring in another actor, and I'll go into that in a moment. But it's kind of, this whole thing has led to, for instance, cancel Disney Plus is now trending because people are so annoyed about this happening, about Gina Carano being fired, that they're saying people should just cancel Disney Plus, and by cancelling Disney Plus, then they'll listen, then they'll hire her back. That will never happen. People will not cancel their Disney Plus subscription, especially when WandaVision is going to be released later this evening. So, and they've got a lot of Marvel shows coming out, and it's probably going to be one of the most successful streaming services of all time. I don't think Disney are worried about that at all. So, it's I understand why they're doing it. I just don't think it's going to happen. But what people do think could happen is that they might replace Gina Carano. So they might continue the character of Cara Dune. And lots of people are asking for an actor called Lana Parrilla to play her. So she's in Once Upon a Time. She's been in lots of stuff. She's in 24 as well. And there's now a petition over on change.org to have her be the new face of Cara Dune, which they've recast people in the past, and I kind of understand it, but I do think personally, I think the best way forward is to just forget, and not forget, but because I think she was very good in especially season 2. I thought she was a bit wooden in season 1, Cara Dune, Gina Carano, but what I do think is that the best way forward is not to recast. It's just to have maybe name drop her a couple of times in the show, and just have her be the sheriff of. I can't remember the name of the planet she's now the sheriff of, but just have her be there and not really go back to that. And I know actors are going to be upset about this, especially Carl Weathers, because he really got on with Gina. But I think Disney and Lucasfilm's hands were they were forced into this. Really, there was nothing they could do. And they had to get rid of her in the end, which is a shame. But let me know what you guys think about that. It's a shame for her as an actor, as a person, because it does seem as though she was really nice, but she just held very strong views and really wasn't very clever about the way she expressed them online. And that's the honest truth there. And it's unfortunate. But it's cost her job, and I'm pretty sure she must have had conversations with Disney beforehand and Lucasfilm, and then telling her basically just stop it, just stop riling these people up and stop posting these things, because it's going to cost you your job. I'm pretty sure she must have had that discussion with them before this, and this was just the final straw. But let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, moving away from Star Wars and onto some Marvel TV news. And it's actually been revealed that a clip from episode 6 of WandaVision has been leaked. So I'm not going to go into spoilers. I'm not going to tell you what's in the clip. If you want to go, there's the article on the website that you can go and look at. And be warned, there are spoilers. I'll say the spoilers aren't massive, to be honest. It's not something that's like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. But there's a bit in it that's quite interesting, and it's just made me really excited to see episode 6, to be honest, which is coming out very, very soon. But if you want to go and see it, you can. It's over on the website on small-screen.co.uk. Right, moving on. It's being revealed, or being rumoured, that Marvel Studios is making a solo Killmonger series starring Michael B. Jordan. So this comes from Giant Freaking Robots. Actually, I will say that it originally came from Popcorn Planet. This was where I've heard it for the first time over there, and that was actually a couple of weeks back. And now Giant Freaking Robots are saying yes, it's happening. So it's basically a confirmation more than an exclusive. But maybe they just didn't see Andy Signal's post over at Popcorn Planet, which is perfectly plausible. But it looks as though one of the series that Ryan Coogler is working on is going to be the Killmonger series, and it is going to bring back Michael B. Jordan. There have also been rumours that Michael B. Jordan's coming back for Black Panther 2 and is actually going to serve as a kind of mentor to Shuri, played by Letitia Wright, who she will take on the mantle of the Black Panther in the sequel. I like that. I think that's a good idea. How they bring him back from the dead, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they'll find a way. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Right, a bit of casting news. So if you're interested in The Last of Us, this is going to be big. So the Naughty Dog game, so The Last of Us Part 2 came out pretty recently and was, I think it's won more awards than any other game ever. But there's the TV show coming as well. It's coming from the creator of Chernobyl, who I'm blanking on his name right now, which is not great. But also, so Neil Druckmann is also working on the show. So he, of course, is the one of the brains behind the game. One of the brains behind the games. And it's been revealed that they've cast Pedro Pascal as Joel, and they've cast Bella, what was her last name? She's the actress in Game of Thrones, and I'm blanking on her name. Oh, this is not good. Bella Ramsey. Sorry, I can't believe she was in Game of Thrones, and she played Lana Mormont in Game of Thrones, and she was also in His Dark Materials, so 2 HBO shows. So it's kind of, I mean, we probably should have seen this coming, to be honest, because she's 17. She's going to be playing a 14-year-old girl in the show. She's going to be playing Ellie. And I think that's really good casting. I think Pedro Pascal for Joel is brilliant casting. There were rumors that it was going to be Mahershala Ali who was circling the role. Apparently he was, according to The Hollywood Reporter. But no, it's now been revealed that it is going to be Pedro Pascal. So he's doing really well in 2 big shows. I'm pretty sure this is going to be huge. Craig Mazin. Craig Mazin. He's the creator of Chernobyl, who's going to be the showrunner of this The Last of Us show. So it's incredible pedigree behind the show. I think it's going to be fantastic. So if you haven't played the video game, then it's kind of end of the world pandemic this virus causes people to turn into kind of zombies. They call them clickers in the game. And Ellie is a 14-year-old girl, and they think she has the cure. And Joel's hired to pick her up and take her cross country so she can go to a quarantine zone so they can test her. That is the vague kind of plot synopsis, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited to see these 2 in the show. I'm very, very happy that they're doing this, and I think it's going to be great. But let me know what you think about that in the comments. Right, moving on to something I'm really looking forward to. This is a personal favourite actor of mine, I suppose. One of my favourites is Matt Berry, and he is in a show called Toast of London. And it's been revealed by the BBC that Toast of Tinseltown, is going to be happening. So that's going to see Matt Berry return as Stephen Toast, a kind of down and out actor that does a lot of voiceover work, a lot like Matt Berry actually. I don't think it's autobiographical, but maybe some of the stuff is. You might know, you might have heard of the there's quite a famous catchphrase in it. It was just, "Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango." And that's my impression of Matt Berry. Yes. I think that's quite good, actually. It sounds quite good. But yeah, so that is happening, and it's coming to BBC iPlayer and in the UK, probably BritBox outside of the UK. I'm really excited for it because I love Toast. I just love Matt Berry. I think he's great. Yes. Sorry, I could do that all day. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Right, people that don't know Toast are probably looking at me going, what is wrong with this guy? Or listening to me thinking, what is wrong with this guy? Right, moving on to movie news. And the very first bit of movie news is actually that there's Zack Snyder released a teaser trailer for the trailer. And in that we see Superman, and he's in the black suit, so that's really cool. That's brilliant. And then some more news that was revealed in the Vanity Fair article that Zack Snyder did. He actually kind of addressed why Jared Leto's Joker doesn't have any tattoos anymore, which of course he did in Suicide Squad. So he said, "I would say there's been some water under the bridge. Who knows what happens? I don't know if he's wearing makeup. I don't know what's happening. It's hard to say exactly." So he just doesn't know. I think they just didn't want to give him the tattoos, and he just thought, people won't care. And you know what? We won't. We won't care, because I don't think Suicide Squad should be considered canon, because they still haven't released the David Ayer cut. So when they release the David Ayer cut, then people can start saying, well, he had tattoos in the Suicide Squad. Why doesn't he have tattoos anymore? He might have got them removed. You know, he might have got them removed. It would have been very expensive and very painful, but, or he's just putting makeup over them because he thinks, Or they were fake. Maybe they were fake tattoos to begin with. Who knows? Who knows what's happened? And I don't think Zack Snyder's really thought that much about it. Right, moving on. And moving on to Joe Russo, who's been talking about how they can cast the MCU's Wolverine. Like, he likened it to casting the next Batman, which is kind of weird because there have been many Batman actors. There's only ever been one Wolverine actor, which is Hugh Jackman, and he was perfect, like genuinely perfect. It's going to be a ridiculously hard decision. It's going to be very, very difficult shoes to fill. Very big shoes to fill, but Joe Russo was doing an interview with Lights Camera Barstool, and in that interview he said to realise him on screen it's very hard because Hugh Jackman's performance is definitive. It's like Batman. You have to really think of a way to really find the right actor to come in and give a really different take on to that character. But I would really love to see him on screen. I think the best thing is to take a break without question. You need a palate cleanser. You need to rinse the towel and a little bit, let everyone enjoy what was, and then come back with something new. But I'd love to take a crack at Wolverine at some point. So he's basically saying he wants to do a Wolverine movie. I'm not sure if I'd give it to him. I'm going to be honest. I think maybe move away from the Russo brothers now. They've done enough. I think in the MCU they are doing other stuff. I think as far as next Wolverines are concerned, I actually think now is probably the right time to start thinking about who to cast. And a lot of people are saying Taron Egerton. I've heard a lot of people saying Dacre Montgomery. I think they're both very good choices, but I think Dacre's actually up for another role. I think he's up for the Human Torch. Who else? I mean, Tom Hardy is someone that comes up a lot, but again, he's Venom, so maybe he might not want to do that, or maybe he won't be able to do that. Who knows? If they do end up kind of intertwining those two, the Sony Spider-Man universe and the Marvel Cinematic Universe together, then maybe he won't be able to play him. But I think, to be honest, they might just have to find a new actor like they did with Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was an unknown when he first took on the role of Wolverine, so maybe just find the perfect actor for that role. But let me know who you think should play Wolverine next. Let me know in the comments. Right, moving on. Frank Grillo has revealed that he is done playing Crossbones in the MCU. So Frank Grillo, first of all, Frank Grillo is 56 and he looks incredible. He looks really, really good for 56 years old. But he, of course, played Crossbones in the Marvel movies. And I'm going to say, I liked his performance, but I think the character was done a bit of a disservice. Not because of his performance, but because he was just not really written properly. If you know Crossbones from the comics, then you'll know that he's a pretty big deal in the comics. He's a pretty big villain. And he was kind of, he was a bit of a kind of just a buff guy, really, in the MCU, which is a bit of a shame, I think. He had a pretty cool kind of get-up, I suppose, but it's the way the Marvel Cinematic Universe works, is they have these great villains that in the comics that they just kind of give bit parts to in the movies, which is, I know for a fact that it annoys a lot of Marvel Comics fans. But this is what he was talking to Variety, and he said they're done with me because of the way the story wound up being told and just how big the stories became. The Crossbones of it wasn't really part of the future of the Avengers, so he's done. He's saying he's done. He's not coming back, which is a shame. But I'm pretty sure if they ask him nicely, he will come back. Right, moving on. And it's been revealed that Marvel will be keeping the Punisher's skull logo for the upcoming reboot. This comes from Mikey Sutton over at Geekosity. And that's good news. So there was talk of them probably dropping the logo because of the fact that it was used in the riots on the Capitol. A lot of people wearing the Punisher logo, and this is something that John Bernthal himself really wasn't happy with. He said that he wrote on, I think it was on Twitter or YouTube maybe, he wrote, these people are misguided, lost and afraid. They have nothing to do with Frank, with what Frank stands for or is about. And he's right. They really don't. The people that put that logo on thinking they were cool, thinking they were channeling Frank Castle, well, they're wrong. They weren't. What do you think about that? Do you think? Well, I'm really happy to know that they're keeping the logo in the show. It's a big. That logo is iconic, and I think it would be a real shame if they have the Punisher without the logo. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And right, final bit of news, which is a bit of a joke, really. Priyanka Chopra is she's very famous actually. She's was a model. She's now a writer, an actor. activist as well, married to which Jonas brother? Nick Jonas, I think she's married to. She's been talking about wanting to be the first female James Bond. And to that I say, huh? She was talking to Metro, and she said, I mean, it's not up to me to make it a thing. It's up to people to be ready to watch a female Bond. We can keep talking about it, but someone's got to make it. And if it ever gets made, I'd obviously love to throw my name in the mix, as I will. So the thing is, she doesn't seem to realize that actually they've kind of already done this. Lashona Lynch is playing 007 in No Time to Die, and Lashona Lynch is brilliant, just in general. And I'm pretty sure she'll be brilliant in the movie as well. And I think that's the best way to do it, because I mean, it will be a female James Bond in the sense that it'll be a female spy, a movie about a female spy that is 007, just not called Jenny Bond or something like that. But, they shouldn't. That's I think, the right way to go. I think to have the James Bond franchise and then, some pretty awesome spin-off films with probably Lashona Lynch playing 007. I think that would be really cool. Maybe even a series or something like that. I think that would really, really work. And if it's done properly, written properly, and with Lashona Lynch in the lead role and not Priyanka Chopra, because I'm going to be brutally honest with her, she's not a very good actor. If you've watched any of the things she's been in, I think she was in Baywatch, and she was meh in that. And she's apparently White Tiger's very good. So that's what I've heard, which is the Netflix film she's in. But things I've seen her in, I haven't been very impressed by. But then again, she might have it in her. But I just don't think I would personally rather see Lashona Lynch get to kind of carry on this character and do interesting stuff with it, and kind of the writers get to play with the character a bit and really push that kind of push the boundaries a bit and really do something unique and different. I think that's what we all want to see. And also, then they can go and make their next James Bond movie with, I don't know, Jean-Regé, whatever his, I can't remember his name. I want to end on his name because it's Jean-Regé, what's his page? Jean-Regé Page. Get him to play Bond. Why not? I think he'd be fantastic. And with that, I'll say goodbye. Thank you very, very much for watching. Again, you can follow us everywhere on social media at Small Screen Co. That's also, if you you can find us also on YouTube at youtube.com/c/Small Screen Co. And go to the site. The site, that's where we have all the articles, and that's at small-screen.co.uk. You can follow me at EJ Lauder if you so wish. You can also listen to this as a podcast. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts at Small Screen Stories. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, then a 5-star rating would be wonderful, and it would really, really help. And like and subscribe to this channel, and like this video, share this video. If you're watching on Facebook, like and subscribe. Well, you don't subscribe on Facebook, but like the page, like the video, share the video, share the page. Do all of that stuff. That really would help me, the channel, Small Screen in general, and would be really, really much, much appreciated. And I'll see you next week. This is the last show of the week. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week. Cheers and goodbye.